That's weird. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now that's weird. It said that the stream popped up twice. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden somewhere in the school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. By the way, we've had that pop up 5 times last stream. Can we have it 2 more times during this stream? Or during the class trial, at least. I want to see what happens. Speaking of this fucking class trial, I was trying to brainstorm in my head yesterday and while I was driving home. The fuck is this case even gonna be about? Who did the killing? Because it doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't make any sense. I know this is gonna sound hella dumb. Extremely dumb. But like the only explanation I can think of that this person who is unknown being dead would have to have been someone else that's already dead killed her. And why do I get the feeling it has to do with Sakura? Yeah, no, this trial is fishy as hell, and I'm like, there's nobody to blame except for Makoto, which is hilarious. Anyway, as soon as I click that continue button, it's gonna go right into it. So I think I should go to options first? That's a lie. Alright, well, we're just gonna continue then. I hope everyone had a good day. I've been thinking about this for past several hours now, and a bit of yesterday. I don't know, man. I don't know, but hi, what? Bibiani, Mr. Bomb, Mr. Llama, Mr. Zarek, Mr. Pumpkin. Hope you're all doing good. Hope everyone's doing good, even if you're lurking. Even if you're lurking on Twitch chat. Which, by the way, that Twitch chat thing, I'm sorry, Twitch thing. I guess this is a good time to bring this up, but apparently they're trying to change something about letting people subscribe and send bits on Twitch without being affiliates, so... I'll tackle that if it happens. Personally, I don't care. I think it's a little bit of an odd decision, but it does mean that if they do that, there's just more reason to push out ads. So I hope I don't have to deal with ads over there, because that's the point. The point of me having the Twitch channel as active as well is so that y'all can have the option of watching on Twitch if you want, right? But ad-free. Kind of destroys the logic when you think about it. The game will begin where you left off! Is this okay? Yes, because you're just gonna throw me right into it. Oh, you did it this time! Weird! Did I have my right skills? No, it didn't take my extraordinarily focused, even though I said I picked it. Thanks, game. I'd love to know that you listen to what I say. Hi, Tori. How you doing over there in Twitch chat? I killed what was killing me. Hunger, so I'm happy. I had popcorn. That's not really much of a dinner, but I had it. Okay, let's review these really quick. We got the Monokuma file saying the dude that died was unidentifiable. They blew up, post-mortem, and they were stabbed. They were also hit with the head with a big old pipe. But those wounds on the body itself, like, I don't know what other wounds they're talking about, several days old. Don't know what to make of that. We got an exploded body. Body. I just had a massive breakthrough in Hoi 4. Who died? I don't know. I don't know who died. This body is completely unknown to me. Supposedly it's Mukuro Ikusaba. But I don't know. The cat is moving. The cat has moved. I don't know where she went. My mom suggested me to eat popcorn. My reaction was, for dinner? The fuck? Yeah, I had popcorn for dinner. It was just a tiny bowl. A little tiny bowl of popcorn. And I'm like, that's my dinner. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet, while the bottom half remained dry. Yep. Got a bunch of fake nails on the body. Cool. Also the tattoo about Fenrir. We have the fragment of the dead body that came from the bomb. Supposedly. We have the sprinkler system that turns on every 7:30 in the morning. Oh, this is interesting. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30. Makoto and Aoi arrive in the dining hall. 7:30 to 9. Makoto meets the others in the gym, and together they head to the headmaster's room. 9 a.m. Toko is told to find the pickaxe in the garden, where she discovers the body. And the body supposedly died before 7 a.m. Sorry, wait, no, I'm sorry. I meant... Adjustment to that. The body is dead, supposedly, after 7:30 because they are dry as a whistle. All because of that tarp we found. Also the knife that was supposed to be in Makoto's drawer, which implicates Makoto. The tarp, which was clean on one side, dirty on the other, tells you that it was used. We have a missing chicken. We have Byakuya's account about, there was nothing there at midnight about the body. And then the rest of them were like staying up, dismantling Monokuma. We had the body before the explosion, as best as we can remember it. We have the profile from Mukuro Ikusaba. We have fucking Monokuma's account, which is the weirdest thing. The killing game was supposed to have 16 participants, but that's it. Also, I guess something about the glove that Kyoko wears. We got the wood block key that we found in Kyoko's room, underneath her sheets. We have titanium fucking arrows, which we'd confirmed that you needed a composite bow to fire those. We have duct tape that's bloody, which I don't even know how this is gonna even, like, come up. And then we have Kyoko's account about the secret tool that got her into the dorm rooms, which is why they had which is why we weren't able to find out where Kyoko was. And that's it. Basically, everything I have here doesn't help me. At least I feel like it doesn't help me. I gotta see what... They're gonna be dumb. Gonna be dumb. Class trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
I see we're starting off strong. Ah, yeah, we are starting off strong as fuck. Oh.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
I can't help this guy. Why? Oh, hero. If I was in this trial after he said that, a body has been discovered.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Dude.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
God, please don't encourage him.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Oh my god, we really doing this?
Traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that the fucking are you kidding me? Why?
Got it!
Hey, that's
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Oh lord, I can't believe we have to actually... I can't believe we actually have to fight this.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Sorry, I skipped some text because Hero just stunned me with his stupidity. I could never solve a trial in this game. Phoenix Strike, give Valky strength. Phoenix, where are you? Where's Apollo? Where's Phoenix? I need both of their special skills, the Magitama and whatever the hell Apollo skill is with the ability to look at stuff and find out twitching. Are they really doubting if she is a ghost or not? They are. They are going through the motions right now. I can't believe we're discussing this.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
I expected Hero doing that, but Babukuya and Aoi too? I have a feeling a Rock is smart. Give more credit to the Rock, man. The Rock is way smarter than this. Dwayne The Rock Johnson would be insulted.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
It's because the trial cannot proceed until the dumbass is convinced. Ah! There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Oh god, are you serious? What a fucking start. Make your argument! Kyoko not a... Fuck me, okay. Yeah, okay.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion!
I'm a ghost?
Then
Interesting.
She was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Cause that corpse is absolutely Kyoko!
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Even he's turned his back on this dude. It's so stupid. Oh man, why?
Kyoko there is just a ghost!
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it! Prove she's not a ghost!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion!
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Okay,
No,
we're
it's
just nipping that in the bud. I knew it was the second option, but my brain was like, am I really doing
No.
this?
There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Like I said, we are starting off fucking strong. We're going in strong, baby.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
God, please don't tell me he's gonna keep up with this rhetoric.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Thank you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, you know how Byakuya is always condescending with his tone? This is the perfect line for him to be as condescending as possible towards Hiro. My lord, dude.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
It's the only time you have all the reason to be condescending. Oh, man. The only time you're on his side? Damn, Zayek, you've changed. I thought you would never side with him. I wish they kept the concept where you could play as the character you want and based on who you interact with, the killers and victims, change, because I would want to play as Kyoko. I would want to play as, who would I want to play as? That is a very good question. Who would I play as? Probably Junko. I don't side with Babakuya. I feel ashamed to be sided with Hiro more. Yeah, DR Beta Distrust was about that. Really? So, man, they really had a really large vision when it comes to what do you call it? When it comes to what they wanted their first game to be like, huh? That sounds very it needs a lot of money. The game become big game. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Yeah, Junko would wear fake nails. See, that's why I feel like it could be Junko's body, but that just seems odd. Well, we're not going to use the fake nails again, so it's probably the tattoo.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
We need to find out who the victim was before we can do anything else, just to make sure. It is the
Kyoko
tattoo,
really
right?
is still alive.
Yep.
Then who died?
There's gotta be
Who died?
The face was... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No.
Bum, ba-dum, bum. I would be very surprised if that was Junko's body, because then
There was one.
Hold on a minute. Wait a second. I know that just interrupted him talking, but can I check something here? Not that. This. It's that bit about the body was covered with other wounds, but they were several days old. A dead body won't heal, though. That's the thing. So it makes less sense it would be Junko. There was one clue left behind, and we can use that to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
I mean, old wounds, not scars. Unless the... Can you patch up a dead body and it heals at all?
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Can I have her repeat that line, please? No. Man, I wish I could have her repeat that line. I mean, if it can, nobody would do it since it's pointless. That's true.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information, we had the victim's identity should become clear. Here you go.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
That's the base level of dialogue that the character have in Danganronpa 3. Everything that specific character is like is to the everything that specific character is like that is worse. Oh god.
Okay, so...
I don't know how you can amplify hero's stupidity though.
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... Huh? What word am I trying to make here? What word am I even trying to make here? The image that represents Fenrir is a dog. Oh. A wolf. That makes a lot of sense. I'm like, what am I trying to think about here? The most obvious thing, a wolf. It didn't make any sense. I'm looking at the letters trying to be like, what the hell makes this word? Thank you. I don't think I was gonna figure that one out in my head. It felt like a minute left or something. That's why I paused.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
I should know better. I should know that. I dig into fantasy for fuck's sake.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
Exactly. The body... Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh, so he admits it for us. Okay.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If
True.
I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
Are we sure about that?
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
That's not a lot of stakes.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Ugh.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
But I don't know who done it.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
God, I wish.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I've realized, based on what we know, there can only be two, suspects. Mei and Kyoko. I wanted to answer the other ones.
Down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I mean, it is open and cut. Or, sorry, open and cut? Sorry, open and shut. Why did I say cut? And it kind of implicates Makoto no matter how you fucking look at it, because the only inkling that we saw of, well, first off, that fucking knife, right? That should have been in our drawer. Second, whatever the hell Makoto was looking at last night while he was, like, in a fever dream. And supposedly he might have actually stabbed the hell out of Mukuro. And we already know Kyoko was in the second floor dorms. I'm like thinking, shit, am I blaming myself? Is that it? Is this it? Is this GG? So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Well, maybe I should have not watched it for now. Tara, if you're not done with this game, you should, not. But, did you commit a murder? I don't know? Back at it again with Danganronpa. Hi, Sinclair, yes.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
You don't know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Makoto committed a murder. I really don't know.
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Alright, I'm gonna go. Good luck. See you later, Care. Enjoy the next time you watch, which will be in a VOD form. So what time was the body discovered? At like 9?
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01. Oof.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
Like 8:30?
Oh, yeah!
7:30?
7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Oh my god, the game is just loading me up with 5 every time.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Yeah, now would be the time, wouldn't it? Let me see this really quick. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night to 7:30. Man, that's not a lot of options, is it? The incident took place in the garden, right? If I remember, there's something that happens every morning at a certain time. That was the first thing I was looking at.
A time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
I missed? I missed? I've got the wrong one? Okay. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. I scared you like that. Damn, okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Maybe it's the analysis on the body. I
Between 10
have to look at that, though. Yeah, okay, that one. Because it says right down there that the bottom half was dry. Maybe.
And 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Right?
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No? Now I'm... Why?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm thinking about it wrong.
Makoto doesn't have
I'm
an
thinking about
alibi
it
for most
wrong.
of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
No, I used the sprinkler on his statement for 7:30. That's why I was confused about why it was wrong. Wait, no, did I say it was wrong? Oh no, I did on Hina's first. Never mind.
We've established a time frame. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And Makoto.
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I think I fucked up.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between...
There we go.
No, that's
There we go. I fucked up a little bit there on the spot.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
6 seconds left, yeah.
Sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
You're my 400 sub. Where's the notification?
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Did she have to say it like that?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence. Oh, come on. Why are you making me do this? This is a hard one to do now.
I admit nothing. No, no, no!
No, I didn't want to do that.
That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough!
That's gonna hurt me.
Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this. I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this.
Oh, God. The analysis.
Sprinkler.
This should prove it.
God. At least she didn't use the tempo change.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Good job, Toko.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Not quite.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
I would still not withhold suspicion off of me. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Man, have you noticed how easily swayed Hiro is?
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
There it is. See, I told you. I was like, you could argue that Makoto's explanation just isn't good enough. Even I was saying that.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene? Was it the tarp, out of curiosity?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Wouldn't that mean that Nah, we wouldn't know.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Kyoko pushing us in a new experience. Yeah, man, knife at the crime scene, body before the explosion, exploded body. I think it's the
By covering the body with the tarp,
this
the killer
This one.
prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
It's not a class trial. It's someone accusing Makoto. The other trials, we didn't get accused of anything. Let me look it through that again. Let's see. I covered the body with the tarp. The killer prevented it from getting wet. So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinklers got that side wet. Yes. That's just a fact. But the underside of the tarp was totally spotless, right? It's because that side was protected from the water since it was facing down toward the body. Of course it didn't get dirty. What? Huh? We don't count the first trial because that was an easy one to accuse Makoto with. This trial, though, this is another easy one to accuse Makoto with. Wait, I'm so confused about this one. Okay, what Hiro said about the only dirty on one side, because the sprinkler got that side wet. Wait, what? No, sorry, my brain is struggling with what he is saying. Yeah, regardless, the body should have had blood on it. I'm sorry, the body had blood on it. The tarp should have had blood on it. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to figure out is how the heck do I fit it into this? It's because that side was protected from the water since it was facing down toward the body. Of course it didn't get dirty. There we go. It didn't get dirty. There has to be a clue hidden in the tarp somewhere. I guess if I really want to look at it really quick, we could like look at the tarp, but like it's clean. One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime, the other side was completely clean and dry. Why? Where'd the blood at?
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yep.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
That is annoyingly possible.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Nurse's office.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, the chicken. Because there's a missing chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
No! Missing chicken. The chicken was important after all, so wait, that means that the chicken got stabbed. Oh, poor chicken. What if the chicken was the bomb, though, this entire time?
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Yep.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I see Hina has got her priorities straight. She wants that KFC, that bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. What was that? What did they sell there? It was, popcorn chicken. That's what I want, popcorn chicken. Do they still have popcorn chicken? I want popcorn chicken. No.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
Hina is right. If you're gonna kill an animal, make sure not to waste it. I have to agree, but now I want popcorn chicken. I just had an idea for a merch idea for Kiara with KFP. Popcorn chicken, but KFP version. KFP themed. Does she have a chicken? Yeah, no, she does have a chicken tub of chicken. Who's your favorite character? Hina. It's Hina now.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
Huh.
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
PKF. Popcorn fried. Chiaki? You mean Chihiro?
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Huh? I didn't even really realize that was a detail. That the entire thing is backwards, isn't it?
Then that settles it.
Yeah, Mocha, be very mindful about character names that you drop about the games I haven't played yet. Spoilers are also very much, let's just say that I will tell people to ban you forever if you do a spoiler. I don't tolerate them. Name drops, they kind of depend in context. But yes, if you spoil anything that I'm playing, or future games, not only will Llama and Bomb recognize it, but Zyrek will also recognize it, and those three will definitely ban you, because they know not to do spoilers. Don't worry about it, though. As long as you're mindful of it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still,
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Damn! Damn! Okay, that little... Damn.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. Man, it's like fighting Edgeworth. No, I'm sorry. No, this is not a good enough comparison. It's like fighting against Von Karma. The first time you ever fight Von Karma on Case 3, it's exactly like that. Where it's just, oh, you had a retort? Or here's mine. But why? Wait, what did I miss? Did I miss something? Oh yeah, no, I did say it. Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body has been added to the truth bullets. That's a first. We've never had an extra truth bullet thing added in the middle of a case. Was it case 4? Wait, what was case 3? No, you're right. Case 4 was Von Karma. Case 3 was one more Edgeworth case against Lotta Hart. No. Wait, what was case? I'm mixing up my cases, man. Oh, the Steel Samurai. Okay, yeah, thank you. I could fucking Wendy Oldbag, the real one.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Hero, you're talking with your life, man.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
I was wondering when I was gonna get brought up.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? Can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Yeah, Kyoko suggested it. Now I'm starting to wonder what the heck's happening here. But was she really the one who killed Mukuro? It's possible, but also it's still possible Makoto did it.
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Allegedly. That's not off the table yet. Even if I am playing as you. God! Hold on a minute. I'm gonna wait for this.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Disguised dead body. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. Damn. Yeah. Damn.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
That's all they have me work with? Oh, wait a minute. I see. It's, getting stabbed, right? That's the option I have to focus on. And there is a specific little bit of information we have
The knife we found
with...
lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Oh no. Oh no, wait a minute. I need to take a picture.
If he did have that knife before...
Gotta bring up this picture and look at what I have. Okay, so we have the exploded body analysis that just talks about the body itself. We have the fragments of the dead body, which is the bomb. We have when the body was found, which was this entire thing, right? We have the disguised dead body, which is that new thing we have, and the body before the explosion. I don't have the thing I want to use. Okay, let's think about this. First off, there is no blood on the ground, so there's that. There's sorry, I'm mixing up my thoughts right now. You have the explosion, but it's safe to assume that whoever this was, i.e. Mukuro, was already dead before that explosion happened, rendering it completely dumb. You have the fragment of the bomb. That might be the bomb, but again, that might be just a red herring. I feel like it has to be body before the explosion. Maybe it might bring something up. Let's try body before explosion.
That seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No, okay.
Shoot!
What else option do I have? I also have the fragments. Let's check the... I can't pick the Monokuma file.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, that seals it.
Just because I had that automatically...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
No. I'm getting lost on this one.
Shoot!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Man, I wish I could use the Monokuma file. That would save me so much fucking heartache right now. Does this tell me anything? No, it just tells me about the bomb. I beg the question is how the hell I would have set up the bomb in that amount of time. I'm gonna try that one.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
I missed it. I used the wrong one.
Shoot!
I think we're dead.
We found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had that automatic, well,
Getting stabbed is...
I don't see how that helps me. I don't understand why that one helps me.
wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
Murder took place before the sprinklers turned on, covered with a tarp. They moved the tarp, White Jack. There's nothing in there that tells me anything about this. Because the knife was part of the disguise and there was no blood on the ground? Oh. Then that means that the murder weapon was never the knife.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? That's not possible because that...
I got it!
Give me back some health.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Poor Toko.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
It's been an hour, by the way. Drink some water.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Okay.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
I'm glad Hina is self-aware, but you didn't have to be that self-aware.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. There's a motion sensor on that bomb or something? Kinda thinking like there's a motion sensor on this thing. Bum 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 bum. Bam 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 bam. Bum bum bam. Bum 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 bum. Bam 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 bam. I know, there's a 2-minute time limit. I'm just looking through everything. To be honest with you, I don't really know why. Why? All I know is I just want to present that.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Oh, so my internet goes wonky on streams. I mean, everything gets way too slow.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Speed it up. Speed up your internet. Download more RAM.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
I can't do anything else or I can't watch. You can play a single-player game.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
It might. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Concentrate! Oh, that's gonna be an easy one, isn't it? Surely, right? If it's got the Monokuma file.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Oh, this is not what a good one. Can only think of one thing that could have killed her. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever the hell the other wounds are. The real fucking question is, where the hell do I throw it at?
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has...
Yeah, okay. I need to grab some popcorn while I'm watching this. Meanwhile, I'm wondering what the hell my cat's complaining about. What's the matter, Zoe? Come here. Come here. I've got a cat in my arms. Come here. Zoe! And she returns to me with a little click on my nose. I think we should throw the Monokuma file information thingy, truth bullet, at the last thing that Byakuya said. That's the only spot I can think of.
Didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
She was already told.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered
Countless wounds across her
No?
entire body.
Come on, man. Why is it that they're like...
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
I'm gonna try the Monokuma file again on Heroes because it's the only thing now that it would work. Work?
According to the Monokuma file...
If that didn't work, we're dead.
That's gotta be it.
There was evidence that showed
Nope.
she was
Alright,
hit
we're
on the
dead.
back of her head.
Shoot!
God, I hate this game sometimes right now. It's the cases are just getting more and more confusing with what they want me to use.
I refuse to give up yet.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only...
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Gonna grab your head, Zoe. Gonna pet your face.
Shoot!
Then shall we...
Don't run away from my
The
pets!
explosion didn't kill
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then...
Oh yeah! That's gotta be it!
And more than that, the victim
Had suffered countless wounds across her
I don't know, dude.
entire
At this
body.
point, I'm just throwing fucking statements at the wind because I don't know what the hell they wanted to pick. None of it makes any sense. I can't pick anything when they just don't let me pick anything that's gonna make any sense.
the victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then...
Oh yeah! That's gotta be it!
There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Oh my god.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't...
Where was it? There was another time I was having a tough time when it came to something like Phoenix Wright.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered...
Countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
and more than that...
I don't know. I
the victim
just
had
don't
suffered
fucking know.
countless wounds across her entire body.
Oh my god, there's this stupid mechanic of copying things. Oh god, that's the mechanic I still can't wrap my head around.
Then shall we continue? The victim's
The explosion didn't kill...
fatal... Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered...
Countless wounds across her
No.
entire body.
Oh god, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've gamed over twice now on this.
I refuse to give up yet!
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill...
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then...
Oh yeah! That's gotta be it!
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay. This one sucks. This one sucks. No, I get what you're saying, Axolotl. I just... My confusion is just all there now. And my annoyance is also back, because I hate... I really hate the copy mechanic. The copy mechanic pisses me off a lot.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't even going.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Hi, I've been here for a while, just mostly silent, but when it gives you a thing with barely any truth bullets and the Monokuma file being one of the three, you normally have to absorb a statement, just for future knowledge. I feel like I have to watch my VODs back on that one, because I wonder if that's actually the pattern.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal
Injury has yet to be determined.
That's wrong. Yeah, no, that... I've always hated that specific mechanic.
Blow to the back of the head she suffered.
I will always voice my opinion on that, but this specific mechanic where you have to pick up the truth bullet from them, I've hated that mechanic since the very beginning. Ever since they introduced it as a thing. I get that it's a good mechanic in like a nutshell, that like for the sake of this game where you can't just pull up evidence, right, like an autopsy report and stuff like that, using what other people said against another statement, it makes fucking sense. That's what a lawyer would do anyway. But I hate it. I hate it so much. Llama, don't worry about Axolotl. I'll make that judgment call later. Don't worry about it.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The game mechanics get a little more confusing later in the future games, sadly. Oh boy, I look forward to taking on the second game. Unless this game decides to throw another goddamn mechanic at me.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
We never did find that, did we?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
I mean, I guess to be fair, we never got to see if there was damage to her head, but there was no blood anywhere.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
A pickaxe is still a pickaxe, man.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Damn, Toko.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Have I? The real murder weapon? Oh, I mean, Think like this. What can I do to turn this in my favor? Oh, is that what you're talking about, the mechanic for the other game? Damn, what could have done it? I mean, the only thing I could have figured that could have done it would have been, I have no idea. The only thing I have is this, but that doesn't tell me anything aside from the fact that there's blood on it. No.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her.
Wait, a stack of freaking titanium arrows, maybe? How heavy would those actually weigh?
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Can someone go tell me how heavy a titanium arrow is?
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Oh, I understand why the tape was with the arrow. Huh? I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. At this point, it's gotta be the bloody duct tape. That's the only thing that makes sense.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Titanium arrow is around 4.5 grams. Don't know how much it is. 8 to 12 grains per inch? Grains per inch? The heck is grains per inch?
The titanium arrow.
It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's...
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
Thankfully, that was a lot more easier to figure out.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape.
How heavy is a titanium arrow? An archery talk forum from 2013? That's an odd one. I've never heard of any company making titanium arrows. Could be interesting. Boy, that would be expensive. I do know titanium is heavier than aluminum. Therefore, we could be super thin to get the weight down. Does titanium arrow even exist? I also like how I go to the Icarus wiki, and it's a tier 4 something, and it weighs 0.1 kilogram. What the heck does 0.1 kilogram translate to pounds? 0.2 pounds. How much does a metal pipe weigh? A 5-inch pipe weighs fucking 15 pounds, basically. In order to get 15 pounds worth of arrows at 1 fucking kilogram, you need 6.8 kilos of titanium arrows. I don't... Unless that entire arrow shaft that I'm looking at in the background right there is actually, like, all titanium. Man, that arrow would never... That is one heavy-ass fucking arrow. You're gonna have to hit someone very, very hard. An arrow by itself is 10 grams, but you need 100 grams to make a kilogram. Sorry, no, I'm sorry. You need 1,000 grams for 1 kilogram.
The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
I guess.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
Bro, one time I hit my face with a bunch of sticks stick together. That made my nose bleed. And that was just sticks? Okay, then I have way more reason to believe that a bunch of titanium arrows duct taped together could definitely do some damage then. 10 equals 1, so 10 arrows is 100 grams and 100 arrows is 1 kilo. That was only 10 arrows there though, but I guess to be fair, they are titanium. But until I find out the weight of titanium... How much does a ingot of titanium weigh? Bar of titanium, not cost, weigh. A single... That doesn't help me at all, dude. Because now we start getting into specific sizes of titanium bars and that kind of thing. Jesus Christ, why is titanium so expensive? I hate that I'm using this AI overview for this. But a titanium bar, according to this stupid AI overview, is 8.85 kilograms. So, I mean, it's possible. Also, swinging that thing around gives it more weight, I guess. That'd be one of Newton's laws, or something. Or was it Einstein's law? It's one of the laws.
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker...
Kyoko.
It was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
Also, swear in the Google search, it disables AI. Does it? Wait a minute. You kidding? Wait, okay. What's a good question to ask? What is the 9th planet of the solar system? But I'm not gonna swear in it. AI overview. And I'm gonna put shithead at the end of this. Oh my god! You weren't kidding! It actually... What is the 9th planet of the solar system, shithead? And it just completely removes the AI result. What is the meaning of life? According to the AI overview, refers to an inherent significance or philosophical purpose of existence. What is the meaning of life, bitch? And then it's gone. That's some good information to know. Next time I do a Reddit search, I'm just gonna, like, do a, what is it? You know how you can remove a search query from your searches? What is the meaning of life? Minus sign bitch. It won't look up pages that say bitch, but chances are if you're trying to look up the meaning of life or you're trying to find an answer on Google with using Reddit, right? It's not gonna find bitch in that that answer anyway. AI don't like swear words because if it gets that, it will use swear words. Man! Does that mean if you try to do, like, research on, like, racist words, it won't pick that up either? It doesn't. It actually doesn't. It won't even look up the most obvious phrase that's not even a swear word. That's so funny. Imagine feeding the AI the N-word, Nero Supreme, Nigeria. We're not going there. We are not going there. You shut up. We are not going there.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo? I mean, I don't wanna. Oh wait, I skipped it.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is...
Yeah, no, can we not joke around or skirt around the N-word, please? Like, even jokingly, I don't appreciate it. Can I help you, Zoe?
Right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
Wait, are you guys actually hearing those meows? She's meowing that loud?
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Yeah, she's on the floor right now playing with her toy, but she's also meowing at it. And meowing at me, I think.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
Even Byakuya knows she's trying too hard to go after you. Yeah, this case is confusing me a little bit. I don't know what direction it's going in.
Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
Huh? She was protecting me. And does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Zoe. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Huh? What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean?
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker. and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Huh. That is a good point. By the way, don't you like how this guy's name, by the way, Mari's name, covers up their text in the chat box? I just noticed that. Bomb brought up the same thing. I'm like looking up there, like, hey, Mari, your chat box is quite large, isn't it? I mean, I like how it shows all of it, but it completely covers up your text up there. Mari can censor some people. I think they're only censoring themselves. I have to look through this again. The locker key in my. You said I hid the evidence of the crime in the dojo locker and left the locker room key in my own room, but she didn't have access to her room. And who the heck gave me that letter? No, definitely Kyoko gave me the letter. Yeah, okay. Locker room key in my room there's proof. Because I don't have anything on,
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Unless Byakuya's account says something. Byakuya stated there was no corpse in the garden. Yeah, no, there's nothing there.
I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya,
Master would never.
there's proof that you aren't. Is that what you're...
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But
Could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that
You aren't the culprit.
Okay. Whoever said the lack of... I think it was you, Mari, right? Whoever said... You said that
If I'm
a
right,
lack of...
Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
a lack of choices. And generally, if there's a Monokuma file there, too, means that, it's probably gonna be, the pick a statement and then fire it at somebody. That's pretty accurate so far. Because I'm looking at that with like, 3 choices and none of it really fit. I think the same applies for future games. That might help me a lot then, actually. Then I might not hate this mechanic as much.
Huh? Why not?
Then it'll be like, oh, well then, okay, sure, the evidence I got that I can, I'm sorry, the truth bullets I can use, like, sure, that makes sense. That will make the game easier for me too, thanks.
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
That's a good point.
Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay ahead forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. Traps. Yeah, I've played through all the games, just the thing I picked up. I don't remember if it applies to all the games, though. I just remember this one specifically. I'm on the 3rd case of V3 and didn't got that yet. I've been playing just guessing right somehow. Are you sure you're not the ultimate lucky one, Zarek? The mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie, I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? Mastermind's trap. He's going in circles, dude. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose... Oh, God. Thanks, Zoe. She's acting sus. Yeah, she's acting sus. She's making these little tiny mistakes that are like, well, why though? There's also an option to run away. What the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do? Whatever you want, but it's an interesting thing on one of the decisions. Do I have to save before I do that? I can't save. I'm gonna run away. I generally never run away from this stuff. I usually go diving head first, but I'm gonna run away. No, running isn't gonna solve anything. Have to decide right here and now. Aww. Honestly, I kind of don't want to pursue it. Can I run away anyway? But I think I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, if... Think about this from a logical standpoint. If we let it go, nobody gets blamed. Or Kyoko doesn't get blamed, we get blamed. If you pursue the lie, Kyoko continues to get blamed, and we might end up having her get picked when she might not have done it. Because all she said, possibly, was to protect us, right? It don't mean she killed the guy. Girl. We are the ultimate lucky student. And I want to see nobody else die, but we're stuck in a class trial. I'm gonna let it go. Made my decision. Have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
Trust the luck.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
Huh?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Whoa, that's interesting. Why are we panning Monokuma all of a sudden?
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Wait, hold on a fucking minute. Since when was there ever a time limit?
Voting time?
What? Thanks for the coins, but what?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
But I learned nothing.
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Huh? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. What? No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials. I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I? Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Wait, are they being serious?
What?
What the fuck? Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that... Yeah, it had to be! Alter ego? Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network! Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this!
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit in a way that's even better. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Huh. Makoto's only lucky on unlucky things. Keep that in mind. That was a good choice. The other one was the weirder one. Okay, I'm probably asking for spoilers. Let me know if this is spoilers when I ask this question. If it is spoilers, do not answer said question. If you pick the other choice, I'm assuming everybody dies. Because the only other choice is obviously pursue the lie. Not really? Wait, shit plays differently? Or does the case go on for a little longer and I still end up getting called out or something? Weirder ending? Weirder end? I want to see this, whatever this is. The stream got a hiccup in the middle of the question? No, it didn't. I haven't lost a single frame. They don't. It's an alternative ending. I'll show later. I'd watch it afterwards from the gameplay so you can experience it yourself. Fair. I mean, there's always the chapter select. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. What are
did
you
say?
talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. So wait, did Makoto actually So Makoto did actually kill him. Kill her. Somehow. How? Wait, I am so confused by how what? I hope the cameras make an appearance. The massive high school towers all over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Wow, we're going right back to Chapter 1. Hope's Peak Academy brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Good old Makoto. Reliving his life again for Chapter 1. By the way, it's been 2 hours. Drink some water. Makoto, you dead? Wait, what? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? No, seriously, what the fuck is going on? Eh? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. It was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter ego. She saved me! And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. Oh, this is weird. This is weird. This is weird. This is like Portal vibes weird. Like when you start finally figuring out that it's not just a game where you do testing chambers. There's a lot more happening in the background, you know? Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? That's a good question. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. How did you survive that fall, by the way? That's a rocket and a tank. Abrams tank? I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Whoa. Whoa, I was not expecting to be able to look up that high. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon... Decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Ugh. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. I'm gonna be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea. Ugh. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... cry? Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of a sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Grunch. Crunch. Makoto was lucky he wasn't a side character, so he survived that. Goddamn lucky character. What the heck did just drop, by the way? What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell up from above. What could it have been? Does this room connect to the, Surely this room connects to the furnace room, right? I mean, he is the ultimate lucky student. That isn't that insane. Waiting for something to happen, I mean, I guess. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. What? Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew— How?
It smells awful.
The cup noodles really does add to the look. I love how she has a little piece of Naruto up in her hair as well. This place smells awful. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Oh, thank you. A little bit of bread and water. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth. It's making its way toward my stomach. Nom nom. Look at the Discord screenshot tab, by the way. Sure. Kyoko of the jug, what is your wisdom? No, Kyoko of the trash compactor, what is your wisdom? Woo, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. So, might want to answering what you're doing down here and how you got down here? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone? During that trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! I mean, she kinda did. Mr. Cow, can I have some milk? No! Only because I don't have the ability to do a milk toggle. It's actually an amazing thing to be good at. To be able to keep moving forward, you gotta admire Makoto for that one. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. I can't offer you any reason other than that. I really am sorry. Well, I guess I get to hear the reason now.
However...
Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive,
in other words,
is so that I can do what I came to do with this school. Wait, what? Is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. Nani? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. And that reason being...
Correct.
The reason I have to survive, it's tied into why I came here in the first place. What is it? So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did. Once. Once. Until recently I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's gotta have to do with the... It must have to do with the reasoning of what the heck did they do to my body or something like that. I was about to say something, but Falcon would feel very awkward, and saying that is probably awkward as well. Don't know. Makoto has too much plot armor. I mean, I've seen people... I've seen games kill off main characters before. It's not something... I don't put it past Danganronpa to do that, and all of a sudden you're playing as Kyoko now. With an entirely new set of skills and mechanics or something. It can happen. I mean, they did it for Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, right? They killed off Sigurd and his entire party, and you end up playing as their kids next. No memory? That's impossible! Amnesia? Then, is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
You remember, Makoto. You remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school. The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted. When I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you? To think you could steal memories, you think you're playing a Kingdom Hearts game.
However...
And it could also mean, somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. Could be Byakuya. Honestly, it could also be Hiro.
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Hero's too dumb to look suspicious. Hero's just too dumb. No. No. Spoilers for Squid Game, the first season. But no. No. I could easily point the finger at Hero because of that reason alone.
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I could understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. So, what now? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Are you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Ooh. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. I could have probably put that one together. Nice to hear that, Akira, but yeah, no spoilers. Spoilers suck. And they also give me a reason to ban you. I mean, a reason if you do spoil something, if you do spoil something, this is a warning for everybody. I love repeating it too. If you spoil anything on one of the games I'm playing, unless I explicitly ask, there's a good chance you're probably gonna get banned. Especially if it's a game I'm really enjoying. And I've been really enjoying this. Ultimate Detective, though! The Ultimate Detective? Emilio Watson, is that you?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my Damn! Because he's my father. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child, and as it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? His Hope's Peak Academy's fucking headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster. No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Kyoko, I'm your father. No! Yeah, no, that's not a plot twist I was expecting, even in the slightest. I thought maybe the headmaster would have been like the brother or sister of Monokuma or something. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. I've been curious about that. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's the layout of the entirety of Host Peak Academy. And look at that. First fucking page is our dorms. Mr. Cat, can you say moo? Moo! Moo! I wanna be me. No cow. By the way, you want to see something kind of funny about this? You know how the cow goes completely poof, right? It's not completely true. Turns out that the item is still there. I don't know why that is. But yeah, apparently the items don't completely go off screen. Found that kind of funny. I don't know why that's a thing, but I found that out the other day. Because I'm like, where does the items actually go when the cow disappears? Falky, do a flip. Woo! The slowest flip ever! Woo! I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. That sucks. Bibu's indestructible. Bibu and my loading symbol are indestructible. Unfortunately, I never made an item set for when it's just Luis again. Because remember, I did upgrade the 2.0 model, right? I haven't got some of those like item toggles out of the way. Because if I push this item toggle, it just makes the stuff disappear, right? I don't think these other ones work. Yeah, they don't work. They're meant for the other one. Yeah, that's the thing. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However...
But once I got there, I noticed the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. I wonder why. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever is going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. How can it be any worse? What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get the chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important. Really ominous. So, any plans on how to get out, though?
However...
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Oh. Nothing is too bad. That could get worse. I guess, yeah. Falky, I think you should know by now not to ask how it could get worse. I will continue to ask why it gets... or how it could get worse until I am proven otherwise. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I had a fucking feeling, so there was no one who actually... What the fuck, then? I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. I had a feeling. To get you killed? Yeah, okay. That trial made less sense when you looked at it from the perspective where you find that body, right? Like, what's the point? 4 people have airtight alibis, and the only 2 people unaccounted for were Makoto and Kyoko. It was very easy to pin the blame on Makoto, but it was also very easy to pin the blame on Kyoko because she was just MIA. Do you mean Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden in the school somewhere? Otherwise known as the Ultimate Despair? Watch out for her. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you're free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. Honor among thieves? Now you know why Makoto is there? He was the only lucky boy who would have saved her. Damn.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Huh?
Indeed.
How? I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead. But how? And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. God damn, dude. This is only possible because Makoto's too pure and kind to just let her die. And Kyoko have full trust in Makoto. I'm very curious to see that under ending now. Very curious to see it. If all that is really true, then I was right not to expose Kyoko's lie. I'm glad I put my faith in her.
Correct.
So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted us to use the class try to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. That means that Mukuro must have violated a school regulation if that's the case. It's so good when you put your faith in someone you don't regret later. I still want to see the other ending. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class try to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of... the other Ultimate Despair? The other Ultimate Despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the Ultimate Despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the Ultimate Despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the Ultimate Despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. The second seems better, but that's DR series spoiler, possibly. Wait, what? You can either let me explain the other ending with the image of that ending, or just see for yourself after finishing the game. Let me see about finishing the game first, and then we'll look at that ending. They're the Ultimate Despair? That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. then there, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. Did you have a chance to tell them about this? And by them, I mean, did you have a chance to tell the others about this? Oh, hey. Now it's officially 6 left. He received the Dream Island rocket! Yay! Go me! Also, I realized that I have coins again, but does that mean I get to join the rest of the team again? 5 alive? I'm sorry, what? The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. I bet you this shit would be on the dark web. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now...
Anyway...
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Kyoko. From now on, it's all investigation and going towards the end, so we'd never get to actually meet up with everybody again until the end, maybe. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that got you from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right? By the way, Falcon, the reaction image I sent in the beginning of this playthrough is a spoiler from this chapter. You would know that Kyoko is still alive. Was it a spoiler that you sent? Oh, I guess that is true, huh? I see that I am receiving DMs from somebody. Hold on a second. Oh, so I can't answer that question right now.
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click! Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
It had the chapter number and Kyoko's reaction. Does it? No, it doesn't. It does not. And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Don't worry, the print doesn't exist anymore. I deleted. Oh. Good job. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Thanks, Zoe. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. And I like how everyone's available in the chapter, it looks like. It had the chapter number at the top left, most parts of the game. I never look up in that corner, though. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Nice angle, buddy. Did you have to give me that angle? The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. I climbed in the darkness. Where's that damn Metal Gear Solid music? The ladder part of the game, you know? What was the name of that stupid music? Kyoko Pantsu, stop the censor! Oh my god. Don't make me cover it. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. I would never be able to climb a ladder this high. I'd be too scared. I have a fear of heights. Maybe talking will help me keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Amelia Watson, is that you? There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh, but how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Damn legs, girl. You two are thirsty as fuck. Calm down. Drink some water. It's only been an extra half hour. Drink water. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must do to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Can I help you, Zoe? Oh, there's dialogue? Oh my god, you two are awful. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
Okay, fine. Oh, little Zoe wants me to pay the cat tax. Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax. Can you catch this thing? Catch the toy you know you want to, it's your favorite toy. So I wonder if her favorite toy is actually that bird you guys see that's on the camera. I know for a fact you guys heard that meow. She meowed right in front of me. Actually, you guys can barely see the bird because it's getting covered up by shadow. And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? No shame in that. I don't know about reconnect is the right word. Don't worry, DR2 onwards have little to no censor. It gets wild in all aspects. And I think V3 doubled down on lewdness and unfiltered dialogue. Do I need to prepare censors?
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. As young as I was, he left me behind. Damn, I don't blame her for that one. I don't think you'd need to prepare censor. Not really, it's far from explicit, but boy, it would need explanation. But you need to prepare your mind for the dialogues. You just change images of the game and put the dialogue on a hentai and it would fit perfectly. I don't know about that, but I'll believe you. How long is that ladder? Forever. I'm sure there is a reason for... Makoto, for the love of God, don't defend the man. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. I thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. if I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. And more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive him. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that, man, Makoto. Why are you defending the man?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Exactly! Are we connected by heart and soul? No, exactly!
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Look at the Fast and Furious films. Oh, Makoto is pure and kind. He would defend everybody he can. I mean, I wish he wouldn't. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Good man. Just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without a hitch. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Oh. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. The Metal Gear Solid ladder. Close on Makoto's butt. Look at that butt. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least... at least... What can I help you say? Man, she's being so talkative today. And I look at the microphone on OBS, and I know you guys hear it. Oh my god. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. What now? So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course!
So then
let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words...
Let's just ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Huh? Wait, that's...
However,
if we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we find out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is gonna happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one who's ensnared. Is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... no, super uneasy about this. Shake that ass, bitch. Let me see what you got. Shake that ass, bitch. Let me see what you got. but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Oh my god. I still have my truth bullets. Wait a fucking minute. Huh? Why do I still have that? Wait, hold on. Map, though. Real quick, is anyone else actually in the area? Doesn't look like it. Imagine the face of everyone when they see you alive. They're gonna be extremely confused, and Monokuma's gonna be pissed. I would be confused if I saw someone supposedly die and they didn't die. Do I still have a chance to get the final item? And is it even gonna let me? If I was Makoto, I would reach to them and say, "Sup guys, how's everybody doing?" If I spend 91 coins, I could get a new item guaranteed. It's one item, right? It's a 50% chance you get the right one. Shit, I'm gonna try it then. Huh? Wait, what happened? What? Huh? I'm confused as well. I'm still missing whatever this item is that's after a man's fantasy. And I'm stuck at 100% repeat. Before you tell me what it is, Tata, are you still here? Can I ask you to look into this really quick? Because I don't want to look anything up because that might be a spoiler for me. What's the gimmick with getting this supposed last item that I don't have that's after a man's fantasy? Item number 92. Because no matter, it doesn't look like anything I do, I can even get the item now. Unless I'm supposed to keep spending one at a time. Whatever the supposed item is. Hi, Zoe. That's what I was gonna say, what it was. What it was, I understand you want to say what it was, but I want to know, like, was there something I had to do? Or whatever? Or am I just completely screwed from getting it, and I have to hit the reload on the save or something? Hi, Zoe, come here. It's a special item you get after finishing the game. Oh, so I can never get it then, on the first playthrough. You can actually, but it unlocks a secret ending. Oh, okay, no, that makes sense then. Yeah, don't tell me what it's called then, Zyrek. While I appreciate the idea of having to know what it is, I'm just gonna accept that I didn't get it. Alright. It is what it is. I'm happy I got all the items anyway. Well, I mean, I got all the base items. But it only happens if you get it at the very beginning. So wait, you could get it on the first chapter you get access to the Monokuma coins? That's a thing? Well, actually, whatever chapter it is that unlocks the Monokuma machine. The Mono machine! You can get coins by searching areas. I think around the fourth chapter.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But then Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being a being that could come into You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did. Mukuro.
Listen to
So
me.
executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well,
And you could prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't
I
matter.
don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because...
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you oh so love to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
Indeed.
It's not that you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Oh, damn. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never cure hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Damn! If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we
then
have
I
to
suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
do. It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Damn.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial? One last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Damn, okay, interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little, so time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climate. Oh my god, stop. Why?
in other words...
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? It would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Ah! God, it's so bad. Were your hope went out, or were my despair claimed victory? God fucking...
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. I hate you. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. Oh my god. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to... Then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. God. God. It hurts.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, we're good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school, then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll face execution. We'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure, for sure. So what? I guess if you're the ultimate lucky student, I'm the ultimate programmer. No, the bear puns, don't you dare disgrace a different character from a different series named Monokuma. God. Oh, it hurts, man. It hurts with all the bear puns.
Hey.
I just want to confirm, that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? Yeah, you don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay. Enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. I'm not saying all that boo-hoo-hoos. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Big breath of sigh of relief, sir? I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. Wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? No, but the ratings, man.
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said.
However... So... Because...
So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must be some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. No matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world? The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right? Iris, is that you?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, is the ultimate despair. I thought it was just some kind of science experiment. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? Iris's cousin, is that you? We don't actually... Do we have anyone who's actually the concept of despair? I remember making up like a story about like there's an opposite to counsel, right? whatever the hell opposite of order is, whatever the hell opposite of civilization is. Sorry, opposite of chaos would be order, opposite of time, space, civilization, nature, and space. And time. Did I say time already? An opposite of hope, because I also thought Iris was part of council by default. Opposite of hope is despair, opposite of chaos is order. It makes sense. But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than it is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they want to hate, or they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove that the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. Well, all of that was a hunch, right? You were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
However...
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She let a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. I think Jigsaw would be the first ultimate despair. Imagine a crossover. God damn. Jigsaw and the ultimate despair, whoever the ultimate despair is. That sounds awesome. It's me, Barry. I get shit right with little to no information. I don't. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to them. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However...
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway,
right now we have to go find the others.
Shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Yes, so. Can I talk to you again?
Anyway...
I'm the ultimate nobody. Can I just be the ultimate girl instead? That would make me feel better. The ultimate woman. Let's go.
Just a second.
Is there some reason you would need to search my room? Come on, we needed to keep looking. Come on, I just wanted to see. Just want to see if anyone else is alive. Not my room. This is Byakuya's room. Is he inside?
Hey.
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Sayaka's dead, man. Monokuma dancing samba at the sound of a modified Discapo samba version of the deaf. That is specific. Can he just do the Macarena? Exaggeration, but if I get a little bit of info, I can change things. I can get things right, and I don't even do it on purpose. That's a pretty good skill to have. It would be intuition at that point. Or a feeling. This is Toko's room. Is she inside? I don't think so.
Hey.
I don't think she's here. Come on, we have to keep looking. Everybody's fucking dead. This is Hina's room. Is she inside? No? The only problem is reading people. I don't get how people work.
Hey.
What? Why are you looking in the rooms? Wouldn't they be in the gym or something? It's Kyoko said to go check around the dorms. Also, gym. And suddenly we were greeted with... Skigakufu! Anji Aquaku! Fizzle! You again. Here's that! Expeller 103.2.1.255. Hey, that's an IP address. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Ag, foursome. Sen, act 61. He said foursome. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. Couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. Started to tear up. Damn, I would too, dude.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? Oh, right. They've been in garbage all day.
What the
Yeah,
heck?
man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo. Shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. You realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. I should have taken a shower first.
Yo.
Toko was happy in that image, a rare image? Yeah, she was. Makoto, what is it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Who is Miss Cleo? So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Oh, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Where can we go to find new clues? Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in the garbage for a while. His smell is so smelly. Don't make me read it. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. God, it's not a competition.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right, it was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However...
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What?
You
What did you
spotted
say?
the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy, I just, you know.
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? This guy, as much as you hate Byakuya, he's on top of things.
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here, as expected. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway...
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I
Hey,
hate you.
who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I mean, I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway...
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who the enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. That's disappointing.
Anyway...
You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people who to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So
if the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. That is an interesting point. And the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And then add in Mukuro and you get 16. Which we never saw her in the room, did we? So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't for sure say that's true. We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have said that all to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, it'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are, you would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible, but if they directed the flow of the conversation, well, maybe, but still. Bye, Mocha. Have fun.
This is a school announcement.
That's new.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Ooh.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name
At
of
this
my
point,
family.
I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a sec.
Wait, how come?
How about
Just
that?
wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
What now? So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However...
Oh, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. You should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Oh, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. Still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. Man, that's asking for a lot, Makoto. And then we can all escape together. Shit. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Also had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Between the gardens and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check has been added to your truth bullet section. I am so thankful that that's there, because we're gonna end it right here, dude. We're gonna do the investigation next week, where I will have a better brain, because I am not gonna be able to remember most of this shit. And I'm hoping that, I can finish the investigation on that stream, and then I have all the information on Thursday. Fuck, man, this has been... I never imagined this is the spot we would end up at. That's nuts. This is nuts. This has been nuts. And this is chapter 6 now. There's 2 more chapters. That means chapter 6 might be dedicated to everything with investigating, and the last chapter is just one giant fucking case. Could be. Or the chapter 7 is like an epilogue or something. Oh, man. Maybe 4 more streams, who knows? Or it could be ended in 2 more streams, who knows? Anyway, that was fun. I struggled on the, seriously, Mari, if you're still here, I have to thank you about that tip for the truth bullet thing, where depending on how many truth bullets you have, or if the Monokuma file is on display as a choice, it's better to pick up someone else's words and use it against them. Yeah, that is a good bit of information. Last trial is long. I bet. If we have to uncover everything. Alright, I am done. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will pick this up again next Tuesday, where we'll actually do the investigating and figure out what the fuck's going on, right? And then hopefully I finish up the investigation on that Tuesday, and on Thursday, it'll go into trial mode. Because I sure as hell don't want to dive into trial or have the investigation not finished in one day. That would be painful. I might forget too many things in a week. Or I might have to put it on a weekend. I don't know yet. Anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching. We have a Discord server. Come join it. Link is in the description. If you're watching this on Twitch, link is on the About tab. Otherwise, follow on Twitter, follow on Blue Sky. I've been tweeting a little bit at work because I'm bored. We had a mouse sighting again, and I haven't been able to see that damn mouse. We named the mouse Ricky, in case you were wondering about that. And with that, I have nothing else to add except for have a good morning, everybody. Have a good afternoon, have a good evening, and have a good night. Also, cow. Bye-bye!